Fanny from Super Ken.
I mean, the most recent Fanny we've seen hasn't been that successful earlier today, not unless a lot of the conditions are met. I mean, even at the jungling speed, apparently you could already see how One Shot is clearly up ahead of Super Ken in terms of speed, but it seems like they'll be able to look for a way to force a skirmish against each other here in the mid lane. None of them will be committing too much, however. And that Litho Wanderer, it looked like a heavily contested objective.
Yeah, this might be one of the more action-packed matches I feel like we've seen in a bit. The way this first minutes even go. And Sunset Lover takes some damage. Good trading up top too between the two gold laners. So you'll see some rotating happening here. And Zed might be a little, proactive on this Badang to be able to go ahead and set things up even early on.
Yeah.
Even with a flicker alone, like, you could still be a threat at this point in the game. You don't need to be that level 4 exactly just yet. Oh,
KillVJ on the Esmeralda will actually be the first blood in this game. Even though we were expecting a slightly more comfortable game from him, that early rotation coming in from One Shot seemed like a great punish against this Esmeralda.
And KillVJ even used the Purify there. Still going down early in the game. So the Turtle's going to be up here shortly as both teams try to get a possession for this. So One Shot already starts it up. Sawo staying up at the front alongside Kid Bomba. And they're just going to go ahead and go 1v2.
They're standing right in front of Super Ken and there's not much he can do!
What?
Kid Bomba actually tries to chase after him, but then the damage won't be enough. One Shot using the Phantom Execution takes down Zed, and they transition into the purple buff. This is going to be massive if they deny it immediately for Super Ken, but at least T1 was there. They're going to calm down for now.
Yeah, it was so close. If Kid Bomba, I feel like, would have got that, we probably already started the dance moves here. But, going on, the aggression from them at this point in the game gets them a pretty good start. Nothing too crazy. The FYG is going to be okay. They just have to go ahead and adjust from this. And that's always the case with a Fanny in tow. He even flickers forward for that, but it's just unfortunate, Yeah. You can't hit him too far. I don't even know what Phoveus holds. Is it like a piece of an obsolescence or something? Like,
yeah.
You could see it right there, too. He thought he could get it.
It was so close. But Hiko needs a few more shots just to take down Zed. And I feel like I also wanted to mention Zed in that moment because it doesn't feel like Team Spirit acknowledges the Badang that much. It's like they bypass the entire presence of the Badang and just go straight after Super Ken, which I feel like for Team Spirit is clearly one of the more important things to deal with at this point in time, because if they deny the Fanny in as early as the first 5 minutes, then it's going to be a lot more easier for them to pull off their lineup. And that's not to mention the fact that they've been sort of winning the side lanes, even with very minimal rotations coming in.
Yeah, you can see this too. Taking a look at the emblems, nothing too crazy. A little bit of common emblem, though, for Sunset Lover on this Jushin to go ahead and work around with. Some hybrids, too, being built over here for DFYG. And I think that's the main thing for Super Ken, really, is he going to be able to actually utilize the Fanny? Because if you're just kind of pressured enough, you almost find yourself in this position where it's like, all right, I'm just going to be getting my buffs, and he's got to deal with Kid Bomba all day.
All day.
And hope that you can find something on the map.
Oh, Kid Bomba gets out of that fist break, fist crack combo. Fury of the Phoenix already committed, but Kid Bomba again finding Super Ken. Literally does not want him to be able to land those cables as efficiently. Team Spirit are just doing such a great job sustaining everyone, but then it changes when Long goes in. But Team Spirit, they respect that too. They just disengage.
Okay, Super Ken has the information. This Turtle's just going to be taken by One Shot. So another objective for Team Spirit. So all of that, no one goes down, but ultimately Team Spirit's like, okay, we stalled them enough to go ahead and secure ourselves the Turtle. And that's, job well enough done at this point in the game. So they hold on to a very minor lead. DFYG still not too far behind, nothing too crazy. And as long as we've seen this before, I mean, the last time we got to see even Lung play this Mozkov last MSC 2024, he actually had some pretty impressive plays. He has good positioning. So I'm just wondering, you know, as he still brings the Mozgov forward for this game one, like how much has his mechanics and the micro positioning for him improved in a year's time?
Yeah, they probably are waiting for long once again to be able to join. Typical situation you see whenever there's a Mozgov and you're kind of behind in terms of the early to mid portions of the game. But I feel like even when Long gets to join, there are just so many ways that Team Spirit are gonna be able to deal with him. Like, you know how AoE is a huge, or is gonna like be such a huge problem for these kinds of compositions who really want to be able to find that right positioning. There's the threat of the AOG, Sunset Lover, who's just gonna look for the stacks on the Lantern Flare and is kind of one of the tankier mid lanes who can just go in whatever he wants to. But speaking of one shot, he'll be the target this time around for Super Ken, and Zed lacks the damage though, but this might be
this is a response.
A fight. This might be something Team Spirit will try to go for. That first casualty is actually going to be Long, and Hiko still doesn't use the Zaman Force. Oh, there you go. Finally takes down Zed as well. And Team Spirit might be able to convert it this time around.
Yeah, it looks like they might even get themselves the third turtle. One shot's gonna go grab the buff. Super Ken has no option but to just push one of the side lanes here for now. But you saw how Team Spirit, they just literally walked down to the bottom lane because DFYG was not able to convert anything with the amount of time they spent down there. And they just collapsed down under the tier 1 turret to capitalize on it. So, interesting takes there. I think still for Team Spirit, you can see Brute Force picked up now for one shot, so he's got a little more of that defensiveness to help him out with this, because so far we haven't seen this like big team fight by either team break out just yet, and DFYG definitely needs time for that.
Because honestly, I feel like the way Team Spirit is playing right now is they have their eyes set on something, and when they get that something, they don't overstay anymore, or like they just get out immediately and divert their attention to other things. And that's the difference for DFYG. They try too hard, but He1 is the first to fall. Look at the damage coming in from Hiko and the Zaman Force. Zed will have to walk away. And even just as Super Ken wanted to take his purple buff, there's trouble once more. Kid Bomba denies that from him. And look at Fun Shot, 5-0 on the Lancelot right now.
And how many times we're going to see the Lancelots just get games like this where they get all the kills, they don't die, and he just picked up the Brute Force, like I mentioned. So, you know, very tough position to be in. And you were just mentioning this, Brigid. I think a big part of this is the fact that Team Spirit is just playing very clean. I mean, they're disciplined. They're going in for the right opportunities. They get what they take, and they don't push for too much more. Unless maybe for Kid Bomba to an extent, but he's allowed to be able to do that on the Phoveus, and that's okay. So what you're seeing is for DFYG is just how do we contain this, because so far we haven't been able to utilize the fact that we have a Fanny. We also have to start considering the fact that we're not going to be able to just let Super Ken get the purple buff. I mean, the whole game he's had to deal with Team Spirit in his jungle. So how do you control so many of those things falling apart here around the map?
That's such a problem. Honestly, it's DFYG who's being contained for majority of this game. Another Zaman Force and a massive threat as one shot is just right in front of the other members. AOG committed by Sawo, but could this be a counter engage for DFYG? KillDJ goes in, but he won't be able to tank the damage. Super Ken trying to fly over the members of Team Spirit, but you don't see the damage just yet coming in from this Fanny.
Yeah, it's too bad. I mean, they're going to try to hold on to this tier 2, but they're just cut off.
What? The Zaman Force? Hiko has it again. After being able to previously use it, probably the talisman. Super Ken, just as we mentioned the damage, he finally finds a pickup onto Hiko. And they'll probably be very happy with that. That's actually the first kill they're able to get in this game.
Yeah, 9.5 minutes in, your first kill, and it goes in the hands of Super Ken. I mean, at least they got something out of that, because right now Team Spirit has been in complete control. And, you know, you were wondering, you know, the damage, where is it going to be from DFYG? Lung needs plenty of time on the Mozgov. He has to go ahead and build up, and you're thinking that, you know, Super Ken is going to be able to be the guy to do that. Well, maybe if he gets a couple more of those kills in his pocket, then he can build up from there. Because you can already see, right, the disparity between him and One Shot is quite apparent. He does have the War Axe. He does have the Blade of Hepsies here to help him out a little bit more. And that's why that burst is there. But unfortunately, I think they just have to watch this objective being taken Zed's around the corner. They're just zoned off of it.
Sunset Lover is so brave. He's the one going right in. Super Ken gets to just a phantom execution, but Zed, he's being chased, and the Thorn Rose will finally take him out. That's one member down for DFYG.
Wow.
He won. Super Ken, KLVJ are just around the area. They have no idea that Super Ken is actually there, but Hiko finally spots him, tries to take him down, and Super Ken once again, for the second time around, gets a kill onto Hiko, but on the other hand, One Shot also finds Ye1. A 2-for-1 trade so far, and no one secures nor commits to the Lord.
I'm actually surprised that DFYG stalled them out that long.
Yeah.
They couldn't get the Lord. They end up trading a couple kills. Super Ken will get his purple buff, so he's fine. But that was actually a good way to go ahead and stall them out. And they're still going to keep Lung there. Lung is still pushing in that lane, but he might have to join this. I don't know if they're going to be able to contest, though.
That's a flicker already used by Zed. They tried to go for Sunset Lover, but One Shot, he just found KLVJ, and now they're going to go after the members of DFYG one by one. Long already makes an appearance as well, but One Shot, all the while the other members were zoning them out. He just works on the objective.
Okay, objective secured. Team Spirit going to be able to make it happen that time, but DFYG finds a little bit of hope in this game. They need to buy themselves time. That's the name of the game right now, especially with the way things have gone.
Are they actually gonna fight this again? Super Ken. Okay, that was clearly another attempt to take down Hiko, but I feel like Sawa also learned a thing or two from the previous pickoffs. He's sticking by Hiko's side. They definitely need to make use of that unbreakable. They definitely need to protect their gold laner a lot more. And so DFYG, let's see how they defend this incoming siege from Team Spirit for now. Oh, Super Ken, he goes in. He actually gets caught once again by Kid Bomba, but is able to survive nonetheless. No more Holy Shields for DFYG. And there goes the AOG from Sawo as well. They'll be working on the turret for now, but Super Ken, gets caught there by Kid Bomba. They successfully take down that inhibitor turret. Look at the damage coming in from Ye1 as well, but the Nomad stun coming in from Zed. Will there be enough damage, however? It seems like no, but it's a successful defense from now for DianFengYaoGuai.
Oh, that's too bad. They didn't have enough firepower to actually capitalize on that. They lost Zed, but they do stay in the game. They hold on. They lose the mid-turtle.
Oh, they stay in the game somehow, but they forced out a flicker from Ye1. It seems like Team Spirit, for the first time in this game, actually stay a bit more longer than we expected.
I guess they want more base turrets here. They're going to push in the bottom. There's the Spear of Destruction.
Oh, but the Dark Wave, it knocks up 2 members. And it somehow forces Team Spirit to finally walk away. Impressive still from DianFengYaoGuai, but now Team Spirit, it seems like they've settled with just a single inhibitor turret.
Okay, this is still... Oh, Super Ken!
Oh, he finds 2 right there. Oh my goodness, the fights keep going.
No, that was I didn't know if he was going to get taken out or if he was actually going to be able to convert a kill there. We'll take a look at the items here just a bit. You're still down a bit, 1,000 gold, a few thousand gold here for Super Ken, but he's doing okay. He's building back up. He got himself a brute force as well, so he's fine. I think even for kill, VJ still has some ground to cover, but at least he's a little more tanky. He has an Oracle now picked up too, Enchanted Talisman. He's got the Antique Cuirass. And also, for Lung, Lung's done a phenomenal job at just farming up.
Yeah, he's actually up ahead by a bit. Crimson Beacon in by Sunset Lover. Will Zed be able to find the right targets though? Knocks them back for just a moment, just briefly, before One Shot gets the kill. 9-0-2 on this Lancelot. Could this be another deathless double-digit kill Lancelot game?
It's well on his way right now. Zed, though, is just a punching bag right now. He's trying to find things. He's trying to find windows where he can set things up, but a lot of times it's like he gets cut off from the rest of the team, and they can't really follow up the way they want. His Omnic Force is going to be expended already, and so they might go ahead and go for their attention. Super Ken's on the other side of the map, so I think he gives himself the information. Do you want to 1v1 this?
One Shot, he tried to look for Super Ken, but he fails to find him. He stole away the purple buff, actually.
I think he got it. One Shot got it.
Oh, what he has? Okay, so maybe that was his purple buff, because prior to that, I'm not entirely sure if he had his own. But Sawo blocking the way, won't even get to see KLVJ, uses the AOG on the other side of this area just to ensure the other members of DFYG won't catch up. Super Ken, Sunset Lover gets to spot him though. They'll try to take him down before they proceed with this objective, while Long just works on the other side of the map. Phantom execution finds Super Kid, and Kid Bomba once again blocking his path. Will Zed still try to make things happen? It seems like no more, as Team Spirit secure the Lord.
Oh, Zed just on the run. He's going to have to go back to base. They're going to make a beeline for it after grabbing everything they needed. He's also going to take the orange buff here, so one shot will be orange buffed up, and the Lord making its way down the mid. Super Ken still 15 seconds away from being up, so this is going to be a 4-man defense against the full force of Team Spirit.
Ooh.
Can they do it?
Oh, Kid Bomba and Sao go in at the exact same time. Legendary for one shot. And look at Hiko just dancing around everyone with the Salmon Force as Team Spirit finally secure game number 1.
And there you have it, a strong start for Team Spirit. A dominant win, a dominant lead that they had, almost 10,000 up to that point. A great showcase here that we saw for this best of 3.
Yeah, I gotta say, Team Spirit looks a little bit too strong right now. You know what? I'm with you guys now.
Yeah?
I'm on a Team Spirit.
Now you're Team Spirit?
Wait,
Yeah.
wait. It's
There's
like
no way. There's no. The gap is too big.
Well,
But I gotta say, now we need stats on this Lancelot, man.
Yeah.
Because I feel like multiple different
Yep.
players have amazing KDA, amazing damage. I mean, like, with one skill, you're able to turn anyone half HP. We even saw in Lancelot full combo destroying a Hilda. Dude, at this point, it's like, guys,
Something's wrong. Or is it right?
I'd rather let go of the Boxia and ban out this Lancelot, man, because that's not fair.
Hey, remember when I said this at the beginning of our shift here? I was like, is it going to be time that teams start to ban out the Lancelot?
Maybe they should hear us when we're not on air.
I think they should.
But how?
maybe that's day 3.
Check out
of
his
the-
vlog.
I don't know.
Shout outs to Nice's vlog. Make sure you guys check it out. But yeah, I feel bad for talking about Super Ken, so I'm gonna lay off that for now. But in this game, it really doesn't look like a good Fanny game, and the changes, like the nerf on the energy, really impacted him. I mean, like, yeah, we see him getting some kills onto the Harif, but it was a little bit too late, you know?
Yeah, they probably felt a little more confident to pick it up because they already had the Badang or along the lines of that maybe, but it still wasn't enough because, like, as we've previously talked about, they almost didn't care about Zed.
Can I just say, this is also very interesting seeing the Zetian with the Thrill, because usually when you look at mid, they usually pick up the Rupture, right? Making sure that you have those penetrations so that in the early game, you get more damage.
Yeah, more damage. So what would be the point of the Thrill?
Exactly. So
Or is that the end?
the only reason you would pick up something like a Thrill is that if you're going for a very heavy burst build with a Holy Crystal, so that you have a lot of magic damage to convert for Holy Crystal more value, right? But I kind of feel like I think Zetian can be played that way, but I kind of feel like as a team, maybe it's just better to make sure that the early game, early to mid, you're able to get enough advantage so that Lung feels more comfortable joining the team fight.
Yeah, because I feel like Brigitte pointed that out in the game too. It's like, you know, when Super Ken was obviously just dealing with so much pressure in his jungle, and then Lung was just trying to like pop off on the side lanes, trying to get turrets. It's like, who is going to be that person to provide that damage in a lot of those team fights when they actually broke out? Because that was a big problem that I feel like DFYG just couldn't solve.
We did see long majority of the time working on turrets though, so probably even if he could have probably dealt with them a number of times, we weren't able to witness it as much. He did get full build though. I believe there was a time where when we saw the last item check, he was ahead of Hiko in terms of farm, but I feel like for Team Spirit, it didn't really matter because their execution relies purely on the team fights, and when they constantly forced these fights against DFYG, who were either incomplete or were just unprepared, then it was a clear win for them even before the fight started. I mean, these are not so good KDAs for frontliners. They were absolutely not able to accomplish or do anything to set up for their team.
I gotta say, I agree with you there, because to break it down very simply, the FYG, they couldn't do their jobs.
Yeah.
The frontline couldn't do their jobs. The damage dealer couldn't do their jobs. The Fanny, able to take down Hiko like once or twice. That's his job, but he's not able to do it constantly. And when we're looking at a draft, it makes sense, right? The Jushin making sure that the frontliners don't do their jobs, and then when you have the Harif really spamming out that Zaman Force just to make sure that there's a lot of distance, making it so that the FYG can't even start a fight even if they wanted to. So the FYG, they were choked out of opportunities. Like before the fight even started, there was a lot of denial coming in from Team Spirit.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think from the very start, it was like they were just struggling to be able to utilize the composition they brought, because even when you look at the key players here broken down, again, One Shot had all the time in the world to do what he wanted to. Hiko too, at some point, it almost felt like he was like jumping in with his Zaman Force very aggressively, because he's just like, hey, I want in on the action, you know, like he was hungry for those kills. But again, it was just in a situation where DFYG struggled to even get space to work with, buffs, resources, and I think a big glaring issue was overall the team composition that they had.
Yep. Even for KLVJ, who tanked so much of the damage, their source of crowd control couldn't convert all those time or all this time that was bought by KLVJ into something for his team, because if he does put himself out there right in front of let's say Team Spirit or a couple of members from Team Spirit, then that's all he can do, because he'll be forced to run away either way, and the other members would be afraid to engage either way. So the sequence, like how they wanted to do the fights, we didn't see that as well from DFYG. Because
honestly, even Esmeralda, she's conditional tankiness, right? If she's able to stack the shields, then she's tanky. When you compare to like a Phoveus, he was born that way. Like, mama, I'm tanky.
He was born with that weapon too, man.
Yeah, it was a rough birth, but hey, they made it work.
He came out like that.
Yeah, he just came out like that. And it's like, I'm ready to play.
Infernal Pursuit.
Yeah. It took a while for him to get a new skin. Maybe that's one reason, but hey, he's just by existing, the Phoveus is already pretty tanky. And this is where we're seeing in MSC, if you're ready to fight at any time, then your draft just is much smoother, much better. Compared to other teams, like, I need ABC first, and then we're going to be looking good, because that's the FYG. They need this to happen, and then that to happen, and then I need this stack, and then I need this item, and then we're good. But by that time, it's too late.
I always feel like that's the kind of risk when you pick up a Fanny, because you're so worried about securing your buffs, especially early on. Because if you get delayed really early, then the rest of the game is actually really difficult.
Yeah, and now Team Spirit is looking pretty good. So we have to see, like, what is the journey? So we're going to see the road to EWC for Team Spirit.
Hello, I'm Kid Bomba from Team Spirit. I play XP lane. Feels great to be back in Riyadh. Our journey was pretty simple, because this time in playoffs we didn't lose a single series. We would really like to face SRG again, just because we felt like we didn't give our maximum in that series. I don't take any discredit from the win from them. They won us fair and square. But we would still like to face them again, just to get even at least.
Team Spirit are incredibly battle-hardened. For 2 or 3 seasons now, they've been tested in their home region. And the last time we saw them in the M6 World Championships, they were able to make it to the top 4 spot.
I think our playstyle has become more synergized. We are connecting our skills way more often and have the same plans in the game already, even before speaking them out. We've been training now in Malaysia for 3 weeks, adapting to the Asian meta, and I think we've been doing a really good job at that. So I have high hopes. Individual player skill. Every player in the team has what it takes to be at the top, and it just comes down to mental and execution at this point. Watch us in the tournament, support us, and we're hoping that we will get a better result than top 4 this time, maybe even win the tournament.
Nice to know. So they were boot camping in Malaysia, so they look pretty strong. Anyways, another thing that I really liked was that he was saying, like, we want to face up against SRG because we feel like we didn't give it their all, and he didn't take any credit from SRG. They were just playing better, and then they just want to face back. Like, I really like that kind of mentality. Like, we lost, that's it.
Yeah.
No real like excuse for why we lost, but we want to fight again.
I think a lot of the teams here, man, are in that mindset.
Yeah.
Like we've heard, I love the journey video clips that we get for all the teams, because I know not everybody can keep track of all the different regions competing and qualifying here. So they all come in with, I feel like, that sentiment that they want to get the trophy. They want to get to the grand final even. And so far, it's been really interesting 2 days that we've had. I know we got to finish up this match, but it's been great so far.
Yeah, and there's still a chance we see them go up against each other again if they both make it past the group stage. Like, if one would actually want to choose them immediately heading into the knockouts, if that happens though. But the bigger question is if they're able to win their first fight here in the group stage against DFYG. But basing it from what happened earlier, there are so many things that DFYG actually have to address if they want to take away a point from Team Spirit.
I feel like let's start with tempo. You know, have a draft that activates much earlier, because going up against the world's best, like they see a mistake coming a kilometer away or a mile away, depends on, you know, which metric that you use.
Which metric?
Yeah. Because I kind of feel like once players or coaches see a draft and then they're like, okay, they messed up here, we can start to exploit because ABC are their weaknesses, so we're just going to go through. Legit, I feel like day 2, we're not going to see Lancelot banned, but looking at the performance today, either ban it out, because even the games that Lancelot lost, it was not the Lancelot's fault.
Yeah.
Right?
I think, again, you always have to look at group stages, especially for international tournaments, and specifically here right now for MSC, is like the testing grounds, especially because we're in that we have the teams having the double elimination, and
No one's eliminated yet.
Yeah. So you can go ahead and look at it as almost a testing grounds for the first couple days. Obviously, once we get to tomorrow, day number 3 of the group stages, things will, I think, be even different than what we've seen so far. But as we get through this first phase of the bans, it doesn't look too different, but the Jushin's actually going to be banned this time, and it's DFYG. That's like, you know what, Super Ken, it's your time to shine.
Kalia Farsa?
It's come to a point where they just had to first pick the Lancelot.
It's almost like they're right next to us.
Maybe they hear us.
Maybe.
Eh,
No, hopefully not.
No, they
probably
don't.
not.
They
The
don't,
headphones
they
are pretty
don't.
good. Headphones are pretty good.
They're really good.
So is it going to be
Kalia
Farsa,
Farsa?
though? I mean, there's a Lancelot, yes, but
You got to be brave.
they took out the Jushin too, either way. So maybe that could be an option, not unless...
Or you want to take the Phoveus first so that it doesn't get taken away.
Yeah,
I'd say-
because it answers the Lancelot too.
Yep,
Yeah.
there you go.
This is already all the tankiness in the world that you need. Like, these two picks alone. Any teams that get the Phoveus and the Kalea, you have a bunch of tankiness, a bunch of durability, so you can initiate fights if you want to, and whether that's the Phoveus or the Kalea. And that's why it actually works out so well. Pick off potential, too, because even if the Kalea kind of, like, whiffs it, you also have this, like, hidden passive. It's not actually a hidden passive, but you also force the team to take some purifies.
I kind of want to see like a CC Farsa or CC Granger here, just so that they have some answers for Team Spirit.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if Long would actually be open to picking the Granger here, though. If he seems much comfortable with the Moskov. Although if they want to play it safe, I feel like we've observed it even for yesterday. That might be the way to go, especially with these two frontliners that have already revealed themselves in the draft so far for Team Spirit. But I think we'll have to wait for a bit more.
I feel like it's fair. It's fair for you to delay the gold lane just a little bit. The only reason is we just don't know their hero pool. But I kind of feel like when you have a Kalia, you do have to worry about mages that can fight instantly. I'm looking at Lunox, I'm looking at Farsa, so at least take one away. If they pick up something like a Zitian here, I'm just not sure how it synergizes well with the Lancelot. Because yes, the Lancelot does a lot of damage, but you kind of want to give him space just to farm up a little bit first.
Yeah, it looks like we do have a little bit of a break here in the draft, so you know, once we get this situated for our players, looks like it is on DFYG's side. We'll get back to it, but yeah, that's the thing. I think when you have a Lancelot, there's actually some good options to complement the Lancelot, but it's funny because even having this discussion with some of the other casters out there, it's just like Lancelot's so good that like you can almost just rely on yourself to an extent. You know what I mean? Like
you can be selfish.
You can be selfish if you want to as a Lancelot. I've never played him. Because I'm not selfish.
No, I mean, I have, but people tell me don't.
That's
That also-
same.
I feel like they should give me more chances, but at that point, they stop playing with me.
I wouldn't.
We would give you chances.
He didn't hesitate. You did.
No, I was thinking if I should say I or we.
Hey, you hesitated. I
If
see
you're
that.
selfish, you'd say I.
We.
Right now, looking at the situation, like we're hearing quite a lot coming in from Team Spirit.
I
Like
heard clapping. That's what I heard.
they're loud.
I looked over. Pico was doing hand signals.
Yeah.
So, they're in high spirits.
There you go.
You said that earlier. I'm not taking credit for it.
I already forgot about it.
That's all right.
I got a lot of trauma.
Okay.
I got to see a
We
therapist.
can talk about it later.
Yeah, we can.
Do you have a therapist?
I don't.
All right. Well, we're in trouble. DFYG here. Still, I want. All right, CC and Kimi. Not gonna lie, I already
Whoa.
forgot about Kimi.
Oh, wait,
not gonna lie.
Isn't it funny? Kimmy was all over the highlights yesterday.
because it's been banned always for like all of the games we've seen today so far. But then the farce is still open.
Yep.
If Team Spirit wants to get it.
But still, I kind of feel like it's a good opener for both because it's like they're playing their own game, right?
Yeah.
A lot of burst and tankiness coming in from Team Spirit, and then DFYG picking up that Lancelot burst. CC has a lot of CC and damage towards 4Vs. And Kimi also have CC and damage.
And damage.
So kind of the same.
It's kind of like so many heroes have CC and
Yeah,
damage.
it's kind of like most heroes have CC and damage. Crazy.
I don't know what else those abilities would do, but
I mean, look at Zetian. She has
CC
and
and damage.
damage. Yeah, you know what? Hey, I got nuggets of knowledge, man.
That's definitely a valuable one for all our players out there.
You should see what's in my head.
Yep.
A lot of
I-
CC and damage.
I'm so curious to see what's in it, honestly. So maybe back to the damage topic,
Yeah.
not the CC and damage topic, since I feel like we'll see a lot more difference in terms of that. So far, both I'm liking the damage we're seeing, at least from the FYG and Team Spirit in the first few picks, but I'm wondering what one shot will decide to go for up against the Lancelot. I mean, if there are other assassins,
Hayabusa?
they took out the Joy, the Hayabusa's there, but it's mostly just the Hayabusa and the Lancelot that we see in the assassins in the jungle.
What if he plays the Fanny too?
We haven't
'Cause-
seen the Ling. It's kind of okay going up against the Kimi, but I mean, I think it's okay because you have a Farsa, so you're
Yeah.
kind of protected
Oh,
in
they
your own
banned
jungle.
it out
They banned the
also.
Haya.
So,
So might have to look at the Ling. Is there anything that we're forgetting?
Oh,
here?
they took the Moskov.
Oh no. Now what?
Lung.
Hey, Bruno's not bad, you know? Bruno's okay.
Bruno is okay.
Or if they don't want all this tankiness nonsense, something like a carry.
Carry.
Yeah.
yeah.
At least something to do with this phobias, even though they already have a CC, so maybe not.
I mean, I'm okay with the carry. I think I'm gonna be okay with that.
Honestly, I'm okay with Beatrix as well. Just the moment that Farsa opens the Feather S-Strike, just drop all of your skills onto her.
Oh,
the
okay,
Granger.
never mind.
Yeah, Granger Cho. So honestly, pretty standard draft coming in from DFYG because I kind of feel like the win condition is pretty clear, which is CC and damage.
CC, I was just about to say, CC and damage. I'm worried though because it's a very squishy lineup. It's
It's all about mindset.
yeah, you gotta have the mindset that you're tankier than you are because I just feel like, especially once we see this last pick locked in, it's gonna be the jungle pick for TS, and it's an Akai,
Oh,
Okay.
an Akai in the jungle.
Hey, you don't have to be tanky if the enemy doesn't have damage. That's what my uncle always says.
That's true.
we met his uncle.
Yeah. He said you don't need tankiness if the enemy doesn't have damage. Very wise man? Yeah.
But Akai's tanky.
Yes, Akai is tanky. And now I'm going to give it over to you guys where, I don't know, for me, Team Spirit, too strong. They might have a sweep here.
Once again, thank you, LaFell, for all of the nuggets of knowledge that you've blessed us with so far through our drafts today. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to the English broadcast. It's me, Naisu, and Brigida to bring you the action for Game 2 right now in our last best-of-3 series. And as you heard it, it's Team Spirit and DFYG going at it. So we'll see if we actually get a 1-1 in the series. I think this draft is better, though, I would say, for DFYG, Brigida. But it's a very clear game plan. It's like, we have to end this game early. And I don't know, do you think they can pull that off?
If we see the exact same errors in terms of macro and decision making that we saw in game number 1, I feel like that is going to be a struggle for DFYG. But things are pretty different right now. They got their hands on a lot more of the power picks, on a lot more of the priority heroes that we see in the draft. So, I mean, that's probably also why we're seeing them kind of being a lot more aggressive in the early stages of the game, because this is what they have to capitalize on, and this is probably what they're trying to do, denying one shot of getting a smooth experience in the farming. But
yeah,
I feel like he doesn't mind either way. This is still, again, a very tanky jungler. This is the Akai.
I was gonna say, as an Akai, I don't think you worry too much. If you lose a little bit in the early game, especially against Super Ken here with the Lancelot, it's not that big of a deal. You do have that tankier options here for Team Spirit that they're going to be playing around with too. If you take a look at the emblems, they got the couple of concussive blasts.
Wow.
Still Kid Bomba as well. Yeah, you see all those drills over there for DFYG. And at the same time, I think this is one of the questions is, will you be able to utilize this interaction that should happen from DFYG between the traction pulses? Hopefully, Kill VJ can go ahead and zone people out on the CC, which we've seen happen a lot of times. But this isn't a Vengeance CC either. He's actually running the Purify. There's 3 over here for DFYG. And that's exactly what I said about the Kalea from Sao. So
The passive.
yeah, it's almost a hidden passive that forces that. Oh.
Super Ken, he's able to freely focus on securing the objective, but will he be able to, though? He successfully does. One shot tries and actually uses the heavy spin to deny that from him, but will be unsuccessful. Now Yi1 seems to be the target. Sao and Kid Bomba chasing after him, but that's where the first fight might just end. DianFengYaoGuai have actually gotten a pretty good start.
Yeah, they did it. They got the objective, which is great for them. And I'm surprised too. No first blood converted off of that. Now they did get 2 of the Purifies out in that exchange, and Team Spirit will continue on to go back to the rotation here. One shot once again is just going to be, you know, part of his option is just to lock down. There's a kick.
Oh, Purify already used by Sunset. Lover gets to dodge the traction pulse as well, so he will survive. But I'm liking the pressure from DFYG now. It looks like a completely different version of them if you were to compare it to the way they played game number 1. Also probably has something to do with the heroes they have. I mean, I think you have no other choice but to play aggressive if you have the Cho.
Like I said, Brigida, the game plan here is to end the game quickly if they can. And even if they make it to the late game, like, their lineup isn't going to be completely out of position against what Team Spirit brought to the table, but that's where, once again, you're going to have to rely on Lung to go ahead and be able to farm up, pop off on the Grangers like we've seen before, even just yesterday. And that's going to take some work. It's going to take some time.
Tsunami Slam committed onto Zed. There will be no other way for him to escape nor look for the counter way of the dragon. That first blood actually went into one shot, and I feel like it's not even his priority to be the one getting the kills, but this helps him catch up or even out things in the jungle.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried for DianFengYaoGuai because if they continue to get picked off like that, whoa, Kid Bomba, he's beefy enough. He's going to be fine. So survives there, but a kick.
Sao,
perfect kick.
All alone under that turret, though. Clearly a great opportunity for DFYG to punish him there, but now they know there's no way of the dragon, but there's also no way for them to catch up and contest that objective for the second time around. DFYG, this will just help them increase the lead that they have.
Yeah, a lot more decisive, I'd say, in this game number 2 for them. And a great start. They get themselves a little bit of lead. Kid Bomba dealing with some pressure.
It does feel like they really want to go for Kid Bomba at this point. Purify forced out of Yi1. Infernal Pursuit still catching up, and he gets the last hit to secure the kill. Dark Way to knock up KLVJ. Sunset Lover, will he be able to land the Curse of the Crow? But the Purify is there, so KLVJ walks out safe.
All right, they're able to respond. Also, the flickers were burned there. So now Hiko's dealing with the pressure. He knows that Zed is around the corner.
Or
I'm
does
not
he?
sure. Oh, no.
Oh, he probably sensed it, but he
thought he
tried
knew.
to defend. Yeah, that's a trade right there. It's a mirrored rotation from both of these teams, but I feel like for Hiko that could not have happened, you know?
Yeah, and he had the flicker too. I'm actually surprised because I thought he at least knew Zed was there or saw him there briefly. Traction pulse could be used, but nothing to follow up through there. So right now it's Team Spirit, the one trying to kind of get back into this form where it's like, you know, they let go of the tier 1 in the bottom lane. I think they were kind of surprised with that. They did trade it though, so they traded across map, which is fine. But they're still, you know, a bit of ways from this turtles up. Loon?
Oh, the Purify. It almost kept him safe, but then Sunset Lover was there to finish off the job anyway. Super Ken trying to look for the kill, trying to look for the damage. But he just stood right in front of the tankiest member, I assume, of Team Spirit. Right now, from behind though, Zed, misses the knock-up on the way of, or on the Jeet Kune Do to connect the way of the Dragon. So I feel like now Hiko's a lot more locked in.
Yeah, well, I just, you know, that was a little bit of a mistake there from Zed too. I think, you know, the fact that Hiko didn't even have to use the flicker, so Kid Bomba will get kicked.
Oh, they try to burst him down, but will they be able to do that? Those are 4 members, though they should. And that's a pickup for DFYG. Will they try to contest the objective this time around, though? I feel like they've been very unsuccessful in their attempts to do that. 2 separate fights happening across the map. One shot already used to, already forced to use the heavy spin. So, yet again, and for the last hurdle, Team Spirit will have to let go of that.
That was just very disconnected, I feel like, from Team Spirit. I mean, there was a whole lot going on everywhere, but just not together.
There were a lot of different targets, but now they have agreed to take down Yi1, but still Yi1, all right. They successfully get to eliminate him from the game, but still, DianFengYaoGuai, they've been very consistent in terms of the macro for this game.
Yeah, doing a great job this game, too. So they get that... They get a couple things to work with and space to work with, but, you know, 3 for 3 on the Turtles is great. It's going to put them in a good position for the Lord here in a little bit over than a minute. But for Team Spirit, Hiko's been doing work. He's farming up. We're taking a look at the items here. He is behind, though. So Lung is going to have that advantage. He's got his Sky Piercer, of course. He picked up the Malefic Roar. He got the Hunter Strike earlier on, working on his next item. Meanwhile, for Hiko, he's going to have a difficult time for this next fight. If they do decide to contest it, though, you're going to have to rely on Sawo, I feel like, to go ahead and get that Tsunami Slam on the right target.
They actually get to pin Super Ken and also use the Tsunami Slam onto him to ensure the kill. Sunset Lover no longer has the Feathered Airstrike, though, and Kid Bomba might be the next to fall, but surprisingly gets to walk away. Sawo as well still gets to survive everything, and now Team Spirit will successfully disengage. But DianFengYaoGuai, it doesn't change the fact that the control, the map control seems to be leaning to their side. I don't know why, but for some reason, the Moscovs haven't been that activated so far.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because I was thinking the same thing. I was like, you know, Moskov technically is still a constant pick for a lot of teams, but it just seems like, and it's, I don't know, it's just like the Spirit Destructions aren't where they need to be. There's a kick from Zed, but not the direction he's looking for. Wow, even a traction pull. So the Lord is up.
Okay.
They go ahead and use those. Super Ken's going to start this Lord here, but that's the thing. You can see even now he goes dealing with the pressure from KLVJ. We'll see how they play this out. TS can go ahead and just kind of focus things down. Hiko will deal some pressure still. And there's quite a few members of DFYG up here towards the top side, so hopefully Hiko doesn't get caught out. He still has a flicker, though, too.
There's 3 members of DFYG. They try, or they will try to look for something, and they find Sunset Lover. SOD will not connect onto Long, but the other members of Team Spirit have already caught up. They seem to have found the way to look or to deal with Long, and they finally get to trade out Sunset Lover, but all the while this was happening, look at Super Ken. But going back to the fight happening here up top, it's a double kill for Hiko. A great chance for them to somehow catch up.
Okay, but the whole time, Lord was secured for DFYG. I think they're happy about that, even if they had to lose a couple of bodies here. So for TS, what do? I mean, off this, they can't get any more turrets. They're just going to be forced to go ahead and defend. Maybe the whole plan there was to give a couple kills over to Hiko so he can, you know, build up on this Moskov a little bit faster.
Yeah. Interesting, though. They were able to actually, shrink the lead, as I was saying. From
Hiko-mania!
How did it actually... Okay, this is literally Hiko catching up. Because as I was saying, this was a 4 or 3k gold lead earlier in favor of DFYG. But after Hiko got the double kill, it shrank to 1.5. And with that kill onto Super Ken, it's now less than 500. Even after the Lord.
You know, I know we just kind of slammed into Moskovs out there, but that never gets old. When you see a Spear of Destruction, just even get the killing blow, it's like, yep.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, conceal?
All right, they go for the traction pulse and the way of the dragon, but it's Sao who gets targeted. Probably not the best option. KLBJ tries to threaten the others using the yo-yo blitz and the curtain call, but now without their major resources, will DFYG still want to go for this? Zed seems to be holding this rush. But yeah, as we were saying earlier, Hiko, at this point, he is literally catching up to Long. And this might be the time, or this might be the point in the game where things kind of change. Because even despite this current situation, in terms of kill score, Team Spirit's the one actually leading.
Yeah, he's done the work. Sao jumping on with the title strike, but Zed too. He's gonna go for the kick.
Oh, one shot finds Long, but he gets to use the Purify nonetheless. Kid Bomba trying to zone out, or actually gets to kill Zed. And now on the other side of the map as well, they try to go for Super Ken, and they already have enough damage to deal with him. That's a turret also taken down, by the way, by DianFengYaoGuai, but still, Team Spirit, this is their chance to equalize things on the map.
Oh, they've equalized them, Brigida. Team Spirit has brought that gold lead that DFYG had for so long out of here. And Hiko, again, aggressively going forward, really relying on the team. We're going to look at the instant replay. This was great to find in the Feathered Airstrike. Kid Bomba leading that charge. You see them go for it. So him in one shot will deal with this. Meanwhile, Hiko's completely fine as he's covered with Sao and Sunset Lover to be able to get Super Ken. So great decision for Team Spirit to fight that. Now still, they're going to put themselves in a position. This Lord is coming up here in just a couple seconds, and they'll rotate up. They're in a much better fighting position, but one of the main things is a lot of these flickers are not available, so they really have to watch out.
Oh, they're not even able to use the Way of the Dragon Traction Pulse combo because Sao, he was the one who looked for the initiation, now trying to regain some of his HP back, but one shot jumping in, doesn't use the heavy spin just yet. Zed trying to look for another target, but multiple members are actually knocked up by the Lord, and it's Zed who falls down first. Super Ken, nonetheless, actually secures the objective, but Hiko goes in! He actually takes down the other remaining members of DianFengYaoGuai alongside the Feathered Airstrike, but it's a shutdown from Super Ken instead!
Super Ken! Staying alive through it all after getting the Lord too. That might have just been huge for DFYG. Now Team Spirit back on the retreat. Hiko got a little aggressive there, thinking that he could get it, and that, oh man, that Thorn Rose saving the day there for Super Ken. So they'll clear out this push. Again, they do have a pretty good defense lineup to deal with this Lord. But again, they have to be careful in how they approach those fights, especially around choke points.
Yep. Again, the KDA honestly doesn't matter at this point. The impact Super Ken has, or actually has in this game, is impressive. That was all the while there was a heavy spin from one shot, by the way, but he was still able to secure that objective, and look at the damage. Dealing with Hiko, of all members of Team Spirit who were close and nearby.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I don't think Hiko, yeah, now he gets the Wind of Nature. I was gonna say, if he had the Wind of Nature for that, that would have been a completely different fight, but he went the Malefic Gun first before that Wind of Nature. So Nonetheless, Team Spirit still in a pretty good fighting position. Same with DFYG. And so they didn't convert too much. A conceal can be used.
Oh, KLVJ? Will he survive this? He unfortunately won't. But Super Ken might look for the trades. Already using the heavy spin by one shot just to keep them safe. You have to respect the damage that's coming in from Super Ken at this point. And Team Spirit are probably okay with that single pickoff, but DianFengYaoGuai, they actually want more. There's a beautiful knockoff coming in from Sabo though, and they capture Super Ken. Now Hiko finally wants to look for the kills as he was denied of them earlier. Better Dare Strike also committed. But Zed and Long are the only ones left alive.
Yeah, and that's not going to be enough to go ahead and defend against this push. They might get in the base too. Hiko takes a couple Rhapsody shots, but now the base turret. Lung should be able to clear this out. They might just go ahead and scrap up what they can, the buffs, and pushing the rest of the waves here. So slowly but surely, Team Spirit grabs control of this game, but DFYG still going to be okay.
Nope.
See if they're going. Kid Bomba will get kicked.
Again, not in the angle they wanted. And Kid Bomba just spamming the recalls. Oh, another Tsunami Slam onto KLVJ. Sawo gets the flicker out to safety, but gets punished by Long. So it's a 1-for-1 trade so far, but Team Spirit, just with that attempt, got to take down the inhibitor turret in mid.
They got the base turret, that's what they wanted. Lord still a bit away. Not sure if they actually want to try to contest for it without Sawo. Also, the flicker being burned by Hiko is a major battle spell that he needs. Once again, picks up a little more defensiveness, has the Rose Gold now available. So Lord is up here. What are they going to do? How are they going to play this out? Kill VJ as well. A few seconds away from coming up. Again, this Lord will be started up at this point.
Yep.
The Team Spirit gains control. Zed, though.
Oh, they get to poke him. Oh, but Sunset Lover has to cancel that Feathered Airstrike immediately because there was a threat from DFYG to actually go for the fight. But still, they're able to position themselves around the objective. Zed, not full HP though. Tao tried to look for Super Ken, but the reactions were fast enough. There was the Thorn Rose to actually keep him safe, but the Dark Wave, it landed to KLVJ. He will be the first casualty for this fight, and the Tsunami Slam gets denied from the Purify, but Zed is next. Two frontliners once more taken out.
Team Spirit again just showing how good they are at the team fighting. So they go and get two, they make their way for this Lord, they're going to be able to go ahead and take it. Will Super Ken try to pull something from a miracle off, but I think it's going to be too late as Team Spirit will blitz through this Lord take. So now, will we see DFYG, how do they play this defense? How do they get ready for it? Even down at that mid-base turret already. How do they deal with this? I mean, the lineup that they have, like I mentioned for Team Spirit, their defense on the high ground is pretty good. But for DFYG, it's kind of like they have to play into the ultimates that they have available to them. And how do they use this? You know, how do they use that traction pulse? How do they use the combination? And honestly, even down to the fact that the kicks just haven't been on par. Like, they haven't found the right angles that they're looking for. And that's the struggle always with the Cho, especially later game, is you kind of are in this position where it's like, all right, I need to survive enough to get the kick off. And most likely I'm going to die. That's why I have an immortality. And then hopefully that allows me to get in a position where my team has favor. But here's the Lord. It's out in the base. How are they going to play this defense?
Could this be an end angle? There's the Feathered Airstrike, bringing Long down to half HP. But somehow Zed actually finds the kick. But Hiko, he still gets to survive and keep himself alive, but not for Yi1. He finds the kill onto Yi1, and there's the Tsunami Slam already committed onto Super Ken, as well as the heavy spin. They got to lock him down. They got to pin him down, and Zed will try his best to defend, but they won't be able to anymore as Team Spirit gain access to the base and actually deliver a sweep for this series.
And Team Spirit will do it in high spirits, getting the sweep here against DFYG. Again, a great kind of adjustment that they had to make throughout the game. They were down